I cook, clean, and shut the fuck up. But I think the biggest barrier to me getting a husband slash boyfriend has been the fact that I literally don't leave my house. I stay home and do all those things basically all the time. And then the other half of the time I'm working on social media and a bunch of other stuff. And I don't really go out to parties. I don't like going out. I don't like going to big events or anything. So where am I supposed to meet somebody? I don't do dating apps because I think they're kind of icky and weird, and I was banned off of a couple of them a while back. But you know what places I do frequent? My local grocery store and my local coffee shop. Literally, my Publix butcher knows me by name. So I literally don't know how I'm supposed to fulfill my little traditional wife fantasy with my traditional husband if I actually never go out in public to find them. But where are you guys? Where are you? Because I don't want to go to a bar. I literally can't go to a bar right now, but I don't want to go to a bar once I can. That seems icky. And you guys, I can't just meet you at the range or something. I don't know. What do I do?
Men are in their soft guy era, ladies, so you better be ready to step it up. He needs a haircut, you better offer to pay, send him a Venmo so he can get a fresh cut. He's at the golf course, well, buy him and his boys a round of drinks. Send him that Venmo. He needs a car wash, well, offer to detail his car or take his car through the car wash. He's hungry, make him or buy him food. Make sure you prepare him food that has extra protein. Guys love protein. Men love to be surprised with gifts just like women do. So does he want a new car part? Buy him a new car part. Pretty much just gift wrap him a gift that you think he will like. He's tired, let him take a nap on the couch. He doesn't want to do yard work or mow the lawn? Offer to pay for a gardener. These are easy things that you could do to help your man be in his soft guy era. Men are now understanding their worth. It's time to step it up if you want your man to stay. Drizzle, drizzle.
He didn't have friends, and I kept wondering, why is that? He always walks alone, has a tiny circle. Is he weird? We don't know. Or do we think we know?
At first, I judged him too. I thought maybe it was pride or something wrong.
But then I observed closely. He wasn't alone by rejection. He was alone by choice.
He simply got tired of fake people, transactional friendships, shallow talks, and forced laughter.
He understood something very few do. Quality is worth much more than quantity. He doesn't need an audience to feel important. His confidence comes from within, not applause. And you know what? That intimidates people. A man who isn't afraid of his own company has won a battle almost no one wins. He is highly selective. Not just anyone enters his life.
I think nice guys finish last.
I'd say they don't even get a spot in the race.
I don't know. I think nice guys win at a certain time and at a certain age.
That sounds like they do finish last with extra wording.
I think it takes a nice guy, good foundation, and then meeting a girl at that time who's like, I'm looking for certain qualities for the rest of my life.
I wanted to make this video to try and translate this message to women. This is how a man will interpret this. He has to wait his turn while you go off and have all these different relationships with other men. Because what he offers right now, which may be a good foundation, is not something she's accommodating on her current relationship timeline. During this time, she'll have an endless string of possibly bad relationships with plenty of drama and toxicity. When you're finally done playing games, you're going to show up on his doorstep with an endless baggage of trauma for him to unravel and deal with. I've sometimes heard women say, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. This is kind of a similar scenario. You didn't want him back then, so can you see how unfair it is to expect him to want you now? A relationship forming is only dependent on when it suits her.
Ex-wife cheated and is pregnant. Reached out to me saying the other guy is abusing her. Advice? There is a trigger warning and it's unaliving. Me, 31 male, and my ex-wife, 29 female, were married for 7 years, together for 9 before she cheated and left me for the other guy. Our divorce got finalized in March of this year. The other guy is a playboy jerk who's probably 24-ish. It began from the end of last year, and in January of the current year, she tells me she wants a divorce. I found out they've been talking for an entire year before it turned physical last year, October. Divorce was smoothish as we didn't have any kids. She got the car, I kept my house and finances. After this, I was out of her life. She was out of mine. We never contacted each other except for 1 or 2 times when we saw each other in public. Her family is very conservative and they basically cut her off after she cheated and divorced. She moved in with the other guy. During this time, I found out she also lost a lot of friends as the other guy tried to hit on them or insulted them. Her ex sets of friends tried to get me involved in their fights. Immature AF, but I included this part because these sets of friends were the one to stand behind her after she had an affair, telling me she found herself and that I should probably let her go. I don't harbor any resentment towards her or the other guy. I didn't get involved with anyone during this period because I was focused on my job and earning back my money, which I lost in the divorce. Here's where I need help. 2 days back, I get a call from one of my ex-wife's friends who told me my ex-wife wanted my number. I changed it after divorce. She didn't say much when I asked her why, and told me she needed to talk. I thought it was important, as mind you, we never had any contacts, so suddenly her wanting to talk to me created a sense of seriousness, for which I tell her to give my number. Yesterday, my ex-wife called. She sounded very creepy. She didn't have the voice she used to. It was broken. You could sense something was wrong. So I asked her what's up, and she broke down crying. Went on from telling how great things were to how things are now. So the other guy is a manipulative and alcoholic POS who cheated on her multiple times in their 7-month relationship. Put her in charge of finances, which meant her getting a job, and she's pregnant. Now he doesn't want to be the father, so he's telling her she cheated and he's her.
On behalf of all girls, I just wanted to say, if you're a guy and you're bold, you take initiative, you're assertive, you go after what you want, that is so attractive. That is the most attractive quality. If you're ever pondering and you're wondering, I don't know if I should go approach that girl, what if she rejects me? If she rejects you, just move on. Onwards and upwards, she was not meant for you. There are girls out there that so truthfully appreciate a man being assertive, going after what they want. Men are now in their princess era where they're like, well, if a girl likes me, she's gonna come talk to me. Well, if a girl likes me, she's gonna go after me. 98% of girls, even if they're not interested in you and you come up in a respectful manner and way and talk to us, we'll still appreciate the gesture no matter what, and we'll let you down in a nice way if we're not interested. Why go through life scared to do things? Because this one shot that you do could change your whole life. Now, I know there are girls that can just be blatantly rude and reject you, but it's like, well, thank God they were blatantly rude and rejected you because you don't want to be with that girl anyway. There's girls that have gone up and complimented and they look at me like I'm the problem. They look at me like, thanks. Which I'm actually giving you a compliment, by the way. I know what some girls are like that can just be rude for no reason, but I'm promising you 98% of us, 95% of us, I don't know. For the most part, if you are kind and respectful and you come up, and if we end up saying like, oh, we have a boyfriend, or oh no, we're not interested, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's no problem. Like, I hope you have a great day, and you walk away. We're not going to be rude to you. We're not going to bash you. We're going to walk away with dignity and respect, and we'll actually admire you because it takes a lot of guts to go up and approach someone. And it's so attractive if a guy isn't afraid to go up and approach, because men don't do it anymore. Just know, if you see someone and you think they're cute, freaking go for it. You don't want to look back and regret not doing something about it. And you never know what that one little time interaction could do. It could literally be the best thing that's ever happened to you.
You know this generation is cooked when they invent a word simp in a negative way. You're such a simp if you show that you love and care for a girl. Oh, you're such a simp if you really express yourself and show your feelings and emotions for someone. That's what girls want. Have you watched rom-coms? Have you seen movies, TV shows? We love that. We love when a man yearns for a girl. That is like top tier flirting for us. And then men go ahead and be like, oh, you're such a simp if you do that. Yeah, I want a simp then. Let's make it a positive thing. Let's change the narrative of a simp. I would love if a guy made a CD for me. I would love if a guy stood outside holding a boombox trying to get me back. I would freaking love if they hired a string quartet and sang to me in the bleachers like 10 things I hate about you. I would eat that up. Bring back the simping. Bro, what is wrong with it? What is wrong with this generation?
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
A bear, absolutely.
What if it's a good guy?
You don't know that.
Bear.
Why the bear?
Because men are very unpredictable sometimes when they're straight, usually.
You don't think the bear's unpredictable?
A bear. A bear.
Why a bear?
Men are terrifying.
Because men can do a million things and a bear can do only one.
I feel like a bear would let me go. They'd be like, hey bear, how are you? I would talk to it.
A man's gonna like you.
So let's nip this man versus bear conversation in the bud right the now. The question is, would you rather be in the forest alone with a man or a bear? Not a or a bear. What percentage of men do y'all think are rapists? That's what's really getting to me, because y'all make it seem like it's a 50-50% chance. Like, oh, he might me, he might not. Have you lost your mind? And before y'all answer that in the comments, because it is a question and I do want an answer, what percentage of men do y'all think are rapists? And when you answer, I want you to put it in the form of a sentence of the men that are in your life. So that way we can bring this back to reality. So I want you to say, of my 3 brothers, 2 of them are. Of my 6 male cousins, 3 of them are. Of my 5 male friends, 2 of them are. I want you to give me those numbers. And I think about this in real life because I have brothers in real life. And if somebody out there chose to be in the forest with a bear as opposed to one of my brothers because you thought there was even a chance that one of them might you. Peach, fight me right now. No, fight me right now.
And you know, there was a clip in there that was talking about the nice guys always finish last, and it was like, well, there were women talking about, well, I don't feel like a nice guy finishes last. I just feel like he you know, kind of comes in last. It looks like he's coming in last until like a certain point in time in our lives, right? When you've been out there messing around and you've been used up, basically. I hate to say it like that, but that's essentially what it comes down to. You've been out here with every other man, and these men don't want you anymore. And so now, let me see if I can get some, you know, come in there and let me see if I still have some favor. Let me see if I still have some influence with the nice guy. The nice guy has moved on. I encourage you, men, if modern women keep on doing this type of stuff, move on. I tried to tell you, oh, well, you didn't have no backbone. I did have a backbone. Just because I don't holler, yell, kick, and scream doesn't mean that I'm a coward and I don't have a backbone and I don't know how to set boundaries. You're an idiot. And that's why you're in my face again.
Hey, sis, you want a provider, but ignore the needs that don't cost you $1? Come in for a sec. Let's be real for a second. You want a man who's steady, generous, consistent, one who provides, carries the weight, and all of that is valid. But the things that he needs don't require money. Respect, peace, warmth, appreciation. And honestly, those are the first things that we forget. And that's where the imbalance starts. You can't want top tier provisions while giving bottom tier effort. If he's pouring into you financially, emotionally, mentally, and he can't get the basics that he needs, that is not a partnership, sis. That is you wanting the benefits without the balance. A man will give you everything he has, but if he can't get what he needs, respect, peace, and a softer tone, he starts to feel like he's investing in a connection that's not investing in him. And that's exactly why this part matters. Here's what happens when you show up for him the way that you want him to show up for you. When a man who feels respected, he will show up stronger. When a man who feels appreciated, he will give more. When a man who feels supported, he will become someone you can build with. When you meet the needs that cost nothing, he will meet your needs without hesitation. That is what real balance looks like. Two people showing up the right way. If this opened up something in you, double tap, share it, drop your thoughts, and stay close, because we having real conversations here.
When a man is going through a divorce, especially silver bullet where false allegations are happening, all of a sudden he jumps from 4 times more likely than a woman to 10 times more likely. Look at this chart right here. This shows you the stair step, right? Divorce comes in, child support. Now the trauma comes in, right? The PTSD, dealing with all that, the false allegations. He's 8 times more likely to unalive himself. If he's under the age of 35, that jumps up to 9. Some studies say 10. And we all know that people use false allegations in divorce to get custody, to get everything. It's called a silver bullet divorce. Well, let's talk about false allegations. State of Texas, over the last 20 years, they went from 1250 in 2004 down to 10 in 2024. They're not prosecuting false allegations. If they do prosecute it, most likely the fines of $500. Now, the rates in Texas are the absolute highest in the state for men. I wonder if they correlate with each other. What do you think? When divorce happens, one party, it's usually the woman, can say whatever she wants and get away with whatever she wants. Take everything from the man, everything. Leave him with nothing, sitting in a motel like me. Nothing's going to happen to her. She can do whatever she wants. The man has to deal with it. So what do most men do? Because now they lost their career, they lost their family, lost all their money. There's nothing they can do. Nobody's going to help them, so they commit. If you're a man struggling with that, dealing with that right now, I wrote a book for you called Don't Tonight. It's an ebook and audiobook, absolutely free. If you're a man dealing with this and you want to know how to protect yourself, link in the bio. I wrote a book called Unmasking the that profiles female predators and how to deal with them in court. Ebook and audiobook. Look, this shit's not going to change. It's not going to get any better, right? Because people want their money, right? This is all because of money and greed. But this is the reality.
So my husband told me that he doesn't love his stepson and that most of the time he doesn't even like him. And what do you know? Now we're getting divorced.
Okay, when I first saw this video, I was like, wow, valid divorce. If you don't love or even like a parent's child, yeah, you probably shouldn't be together. So she has me in the first half, right? She starts getting into how he's saying that he's always resented her son because she always puts her son before him, even though they've been married for 10 years and he's been involved since the child was 1. But then she says this.
But my son is not my soon-to-be ex-husband's child. Now, if he were his child, that would be a different story.
I'm sorry, what? Because now I have to do a 180, because why would the dynamics be different if he was the biological father? First of all, I feel like that's insulting to adoptive parents. But second, yeah, I'm starting to see where his resentment is coming from, because you're essentially telling him that you would respect him more if he was your ex. Like, as a stepmom, I could not imagine going up to my husband and saying, hey, I'm starting to feel a little neglected, like I'm always second fiddle to your son. And him saying, well, I would invest more in you if you were his real mom. Like, that would be such a slap in the face, but it actually gets worse when she tries to explain herself.
Let's clarify something, because I did say in one of my previous videos that if my soon-to-be ex-husband was the father of my child, it would be different. And two parents, who are the parents of the children of the family, work together in unity as a family unit. You have mother and father running the household and all of the children underneath. Now, I believe it sets an example of authority, respect, love, and care when a mother and a father work together in unity. They are above head of household and the children are everywhere below. But that is not the case. My baby daddy and I are not together. He brought another woman into my son's life, and I chose to bring another man into my son's life. My ex brought another woman into the relationship, and so now the son becomes the priority over that other person.
And there it is. It sounds like she just wanted to be with her ex, is mad that he chose another woman over her, and has spent the last 10 years punishing her soon-to-be ex-husband for it. I'm wondering if she ever liked her husband, or if he was always just a means to an end, like one of those race to the altar type things. And like I said, I was on her side at first, but then she kept making video after video about how she will never regret putting her son first, because her husband is a grown man and his happiness isn't her responsibility. And some of that is true, but husbands aren't asking you to mother them, they're just asking you to care. Of course your child needs you, but the whole idea of marriage is that once your child is grown and independent and doesn't need you anymore, that you and your husband will still be there for each other to take care of each other, and it feels like throughout this whole marriage, preparing for that was never a priority for you. Unless he was your ex, I guess. There are plenty of us who work full-time, have hobbies, are hands-on mothers, and still care about our husbands, but because you can't or don't want to do this, I think this divorce is a brilliant idea for both of you. But let's be honest, this divorce is not all his fault. Anyway, I wish you all of the happiness and success for both of you moving forward.
The happiest wives, you know, are submissive, and the happiest husbands are dominant. And I'm going to explain why. Because there's only one relationship dynamic where a man and a woman actually thrive together, and it's the exact one that you've been programmed to hate. Look at the couples around you. Really look. The ones that are constantly fighting, those are the two people fighting over who has the power. Every decision is a negotiation, and every disagreement is a fight. There are two leaders locked in a power struggle, and their nervous systems don't get a single day off ever. But now, look at the calm couples, the ones that feel easy to be around, right? He leads, she trusts the lead. He decides, she follows. And before you scream oppression, let me educate you on what it actually is. It's specialization. He carries all of the weight, the direction, the protection, the decisions, everything. And she protects something that his strength can't touch. The soul of the home, the emotional energy, the softness, the sanctuary. He protects the house and she makes it a home. Take either one away and you don't get equality. You get two hands on one steering wheel and that car is going straight off the cliff. Here's the part that just flies over people's heads. Attraction follows polarity, period. Masculine and feminine are magnets. They attract because they're opposites, but make those poles identical, they repel. And that's how most of you become roommates with a mortgage. That's why so many equal partnership couples haven't even touched each other in months. They didn't lose love. They the polarity. So no, a thriving relationship isn't fixed in couples therapy. It's lived. He leads, she follows. Simple. Do you disagree with me or do you agree?
Y'all, how angry do you think my husband's gonna be when he finds out that I need him to change the way he did this? So I just noticed that, you see the way these are spaced apart right here? Well, these are closer. I don't know why he bought this one that has the closer, I don't know, railing pieces, but I wanted it all to look like this. I don't know. He's done 5 so far. There's the rest of them down there. He can take those back, I guess, but I don't know how hard it is gonna be. Just take the screws out of there and replace it.
I think the part that husband is going to have the biggest problem with is actually hearing from her that he did it the wrong way. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know anything about construction, but looking at where those bars are placed, it kind of looks like they would be placed closer together at the bottom in order to protect animals and probably small children from falling through. I don't know. You guys tell me if I'm way off base, but the fact is that she hasn't gone and talked to her husband about that. It's only about the look of it, and it's not about the actual use of it. Based on that, she has decided that it has been done wrong and is going to need to be fixed. I don't think he's going to like it.
You know, I really don't think modern women truly understand that men don't care nothing about what you like and what you want. Oh, just come up to her. If she don't like you and she rejects you, then just move on. Once again, the rejection is not going to be the issue. It's modern women that continue to make it their mission to try to humiliate a man. That's what the problem is. To try to bring the man down. To try to really destroy the man's day. That's what the problem is. And then y'all will sit up there and wonder, oh, whoever made the word simp in a negative way, it's always been negative. When you're a simp, you're putting the woman's needs before yours. And she's not doing the same for you. Number one. Number two, these are the type of modern women that have gotten bold with it and said, and I'm not going to. And I'm going to tell him to his face, I'm not going to reciprocate. I'm not going to do anything for him, but he's going to do something for me. That is a simp. You're doing the wrong thing and you know it. By y'all not giving back to the man, oh, hi, thank you so much. That's not reciprocation. That's you being a loser.
It's one superpower that men have that women can never attain. They can never have this. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what kind of house you have, what kind of vehicle you have, how big or how small, how much money you get, how much money you don't have. For a man, one superpower is that men know how to do one thing that women can never do. And this isn't sexist or anything, and don't get me wrong. When you have your mind and you zero it out, like I'm sitting here, everything that is and every worry that there is can happen after I start driving again. But for right here, right now, just these few minutes, it might sound like chatter and ruckus behind me, but I zero my mind out and don't think about nothing. So where's the wisdom and patience if you can't do that? Stop thinking. Who said you had to think that? Matter of fact, who told you were naked? Nobody told Adam he was naked until after the fall.
That's true.
Who told you were naked? Who told you had to be in a rush? Who told you had to think that? Stop. But I had to think, I got to do, I just got to do this one more thing. But you did. The funeral is right now. You late. I'm coming, I'm getting that. Zero. Can you zero your mind out and not think about everything else and like bills and no, this is late and that's late and this is going on. Oh my God, I'm late. I got to do this. Stop. Find peace in nothingness. Zero your mind out. That's where God finds us and connects to us. And that's where he can say, all right, fine. Now that you're not thinking, here, let me motivate you and show you something. But you make yourself too busy. You make other things into a God. That's where you fail. That's where failure begins. So that's why I like to zero it out once in a while. That's what this is, just zeroing it out.
Okay, sugar baby. Okay, sugar baby.
Can you zero your mind out long enough not to think so you can hear? Can you do that? A lot of people can't do that. But a lot of people that fish can, but you gotta stop thinking so hard. I judge a person by the action of the work. I know a person by the action of their works. You know, I can tell their spirit because of their nature. That's why you know Holy Spirit, Lord and Father, you know them by their attributes. You can tell them by their voice. A flock knows the shepherd by his voice. Don't you know your shepherd by his voice?
That's true.
He's good. I know the devil by his voice too. The action of his nature is what? Contrary to what God is. So the devil can never be God. Why? For one thing. Do you know?
Yeah. I got him in here cooking tonight after he worked 12 hours. See, this is what you need to do when you come home from work. Just like I do every other night, okay? I know he's going to say, well, you should be cooking every night because I pay the bills. But guess what? Guess what, buddy? That's not how it's going to work around here.
What is the purpose of antagonizing him?
You're going to put in some extra work when you get home.
Well, why don't you go to fucking there while I'm doing this?
Because I need to make sure you're doing it correctly. What are you talking about? Don't try to push me out of my kitchen.
Yeah, well, you don't need to be up in my space while I'm fucking cooking.
Now she know if it was the other way around, her ass would be cursing him out. So why do that childish ass shit?
I'm not in your space. I'm just monitoring the situation. I'm making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. And when you're done, you're going to clean all those dishes in that sink. Because they're not going to do themselves. And I sure ain't going to do them. Not after the day that I have staying home all day. I'm stressed out.
Staying home all day? Oh, hell no. He better than me. Because I would have told her ass to eat that attitude for dinner.
So after your little 10-hour shift, what was it, 12? I think it was 12 hours. But after your little shift, you're going to do those dishes. And you're going to serve me dinner, too. It don't even look very good.
You talking to that man like he a dog or something. Somebody needs to put your on a leash.
I texted this morning a short, nice message. I saw it was left unread 20 minutes after. It brought me clarity and a response. No response is a response for me. To move on instead of wasting my time further. This is the insanity that I'm always talking about when it comes to text messages. Like, text messages are the center of the universe. This is the God that you choose to worship. The other person is not allowed to be human. Their full-time job must be texting you. I think a lot of people are under the impression that these are so-called standards when really it's just outrageously unreasonable.
Make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to.
Alright, touche. We can do it that way. But using that logic, I have made a list of my own and I would like to share that. Coming in at number 1, we have no female is allowed to have an opinion or be outspoken on any military matter because their name is not entered into the draft. Using that logic, you said that is very true. Number 2, we have anyone who is currently living cannot have a view or be outspoken about slavery because you were never a slave, therefore you can't have an opinion about it. Number 3, only addicts or people that are using drugs can have an opinion on drug laws because if you're not using drugs, you cannot have an opinion about it. Number 4, only victims of murder can oppose because if no one's ever tried to murder you, you cannot have an opinion on murder laws. Number 5, we have only people who own guns can have an opinion on laws because as you know, if you don't own a gun, you're not allowed to have an opinion on it using that logic right there. And coming in at the rear, we have only people who have been physically can speak out against. Obviously, if you've never been, you're not allowed to have an opinion on if this is right or wrong using that logic. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? It's not about whether you're a male or female that gets to decide the morality of something, and men can absolutely have opinions on morality topics.
It's always a friend zone guy who's always a great guy. He's a great one, right? And they're like, no, I just know he's just too nice. I don't want to get with him. And then that girl ends up getting with some piece of who ends up breaking her heart. And then this nice guy, the one that was friend zoned, gets into marriage because married is having the best life ever because he was the one for you. But you were like, oh no, he's too nice, right? I want to around. I want some wild stuff. No, and then now like, fuck, I wish I can get him back type shit. And now it's Yeah, and then they hit you up on the messages like, "Hey, I'm so happy to see you happy. Like, it feels good. Just know we're thinking about you back home."
I don't know. He was my best friend, and I didn't want to lose him.
Best friend once you made him your best friend,
you lost him.
Listen, I'm a girl's girl, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna sit here and agree with everything that we do. We talk about wanting something different, wanting a godly man, wanting to be chosen, but then we're out here entertaining men that we know we don't even like. We keep conversations going just for the attention, entertaining someone's interest just because it feels nice to be wanted. And I say this from experience because there was once a time where God had to deal with me personally on that. He showed me just how selfish that really was, how careless it is to play with someone's emotions just because you're lonely or bored or craving validation, and how it doesn't just hurt them, it damages you too. We love to talk about men needing to guard our hearts, but when's the last time that we guarded theirs? If you know that there's nothing there, then stop entertaining it. Stop replying just because it feels good to be wanted. And let's be real, that's not protecting your peace. That's feeding your pride, and it's not maturity, it's manipulation. And then we have the audacity to turn around and say, there's no good men left. No, there are good men. We just don't know what to do with them. We mishandle them. We use them as fillers for the emotional space that we never surrender to God. We keep saying that dating is hard, but it's not hard. It's us. We've normalized leading people on. We've romanticized being unavailable, and we've made ego look like confidence. But God can't bless that. He's not going to send you something sacred when you still treat hearts like they're disposable. So yes, I am a girl's girl, but I'm also going to hold my sisters accountable. And if you can't honor someone's heart, then you're not ready to ask God for theirs.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
A bear, absolutely.
What if it's a good guy?
You don't know that.
Bear.
Why the bear?
Because men are very unpredictable sometimes when they're straight, usually.
You don't think the bear's unpredictable?
A bear.
A bear.
Why a bear?
Men are terrifying.
Because men can do a million things and a bear can do only one.
I feel like a bear would let me go. They'd be like, "Hey bear, how are you?" I would talk to it.
The man's gonna like you.
So let's nip this man versus bear conversation in the bud right the now. The question is, would you rather be in the forest alone with a man or a bear? Not a or a bear. What percentage of men do y'all think are? That's what's really getting to me, because y'all make it seem like it's a 50-50% chance. Like, oh, he might me, he might not. Have you lost your mind? And before y'all answer that in the comments, because it is a question and I do want an answer, what percentage of men do y'all think are? And when you answer, I want you to put it in the form of a sentence of the men that are in your life. So that way we can bring this back to reality. So I want you to say, of my 3 brothers, 2 of them are. Of my 6 male cousins, 3 of them are. Of my 5 male friends, 2 of them are. I want you to give me those numbers. And I think about this in real life because I have brothers in real life. And if somebody out there chose to be in the forest with a bear as opposed to one of my brothers because you thought there was even a chance that one of them might be you. Bitch, fight me right now. No, fight me right now.
I really like what the man was saying, and finding peace and nothingness. Just zero your mind out. I really like that. And I think that's what a lot of men try to do. A lot of times it just gets interrupted by modern women and, them wanting to talk to you and them wanting to start a whole bunch of foolishness and a lot of stupidity. Men try to go off alone and they try to think about what's going on, the vision, their goals, and they try to get a clear picture. A lot of times during the day, you can't really think like that. You can't really focus in on what it is that you're trying to do. So when a man gets alone, he might be driving on the way to the house, might be sitting there watching the game and zoning out. He has a chance at that point in time to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to execute. I'm going to do X, Y, Z, da, 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 da. So he has time to do that now. A lot of times in relationships, what modern women do is they jump over that. And the man is saying, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to help the both of us out. But modern women, because they don't care, because they don't process things that way, they'll step in the middle of the man trying to think so he can cast vision and help them out.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring.
You were nice until he married you and then you showed your true colors.
Good job for putting your mother in her place. Because some of these females out here need to learn the hard way. They need to understand the error of their ways. They cannot just, use a man for their benefit and get away with it. It cannot be allowed. Even the younger generations are starting to catch on to your madness. And I know for a fact that her ex-husband is looking at this with a complete smile on his face. He is ecstatic. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will make a man happier than having his kids on his side. Yourself to this type of embarrassment. That alone should have been a sign for you to not post this at all. Almost as if that you want to get exposed for your actions. Why would you post this? How is this even possible? That is unbelievably sad. Even your kids know it. You are such a degenerate human being that your kids are telling you what you are. Your kids even know they see through your deception. Bro, you can't fool anybody. You know it's bad if you got little, tweens telling you what you should and should be doing, man. That's how you know you're messed up, bro.
So somebody on Instagram asked me, Shaz, what is it like being with a secure man? So I said, as a secure, confident woman, being with a secure man is like the most boring thing ever. There are no roller coasters. There's no excitement. There's no nervousness. There's no heart palpating or heart racing. There's no ups and downs, but also there's no tears. There's no half-hearted promises. There's no gaslighting. There's no manipulation. There's no anxiety. There is consistency and 100% commitment. You see, a lot of men know how to chase. They don't know how to commit. When you're with a secure, confident man, he's all about the commitment. He's got the future in mind. So for me, that was the best thing ever. I love knowing exactly how the rest of my life is going to look, having no anxiety about it. And yet there is joy. There's peace. There's happiness, because I've been a lover girl for pretty much a good chunk of my life, but that made me a super anxious person, which people often manipulated. That made me insecure. And now when I became a more confident, secure woman, I actually didn't want people who were going to take me on an up and down ride. No, I actually wanted people who were going to keep me stable and consistent, who were going to add to that piece, who were going to multiply it with me. So this is your sign that if you're dating somebody who makes you feel like everything is so boring, I know exactly how he's going to be tomorrow. Good. That's exactly what you need. That's what's going to help you become more consistent, regulated, and calm, so that you don't make choices out of an emotional place. They want you to have boundaries because they have boundaries themselves. You don't want to be with people who plant buttons in you and then push them to see you react like a little monkey and play with you. This is the kind of confidence you want to build, and hit the link in the bio.
We have a relationship where, like, dude, she is the feminine. She does not want to make all the decisions. She doesn't want to be the one in charge. If I called her right now and said, who's in charge? She would say, you are. And then people have screwed with her about those before, and she'll sit there and confidently say, I don't want to be in charge. And I think most women feel the same way. They don't want to be controlled, but they definitely want to be led. They want to be with a man that frickin' has some confidence, has some security, goes out there and makes decisions.
Stay-at-home Dad Chronicles. Some of you may or may not know that I met my wife through Tinder. But what you definitely don't know is that I had the most douchiest McDoucherton profile you have ever laid your eyes upon. Ladies, you can say you've seen worse all you want. No, you haven't. Now, I don't remember my bio word for word, but I can give you an idea. I said something along the lines of, I'm gifted with the pipe. If you're not going to throw some neck on me, go ahead and swipe left. I'm pretty sure I said, if you don't give neck at all, you should probably grow up. I'm making myself sick talking about it. You get the idea. Now, in my profile picture, I was wearing a polo shirt with some red distressed jeans, crouching down next to a pit bull. I may or may not have had a cigarette in my mouth, but I'm leaning more towards yes. Now, I'm about 95% sure that she matched with me as a joke. I mean, come on. But I think I surprised her that when I actually ran game, I talked like I was normal. I had been on a bit of a dry streak, so I was really trying not to this up. I had talked to her for 2 days, and I was really trying to get her to come over. But she was being really cautious about it, and I couldn't blame her. So on the third night, at the end of the night, when she was giving me the usual, I gotta get up for work and yada yada yada, and something came over me. And I did not do this to women that I don't know, but I really wanted her to come over that night, so I threw a Hail Mary. I went to the bathroom, pulled out my meat, draped that John over the sink, and took a picture. My thumb hovered over that send button for about 2 whole minutes. Then I said, punched it, threw my phone on the bed, and went outside to have a cigarette. When I came back, I looked at my phone expecting the worst. Instead, there was a message saying, what's your address? And that was my last night alone. Now, this is just my story. I don't recommend anybody do this.
What's the rush? You're doing 96.
I have the cruise control set at 85.
That's still 35 miles an hour with the speed limit.
The last time I was pulled over by a cop, he came up to the car and put his hand on his gun, so I'm sorry if I seem a little out out of the trunk right now.
And just step out of the vehicle and come around back to your trunk with me.
Why do I need to get out of the car?
Cool.
I've never been asked to get outside of my car before.
Well, today you are. Your driver's license is suspended. About to issue some notices to appear for court in lieu of making a physical arrest and taking you to jail, because I don't want to do that. First is going to be a signature. All right, I'm going to go ahead and crumple these up. I'm going to go print out a new copy. If you don't appropriately sign the citations, ma'am, I will be forced to make a physical arrest.
No, that's not a signature. He's trying to work with you. I don't know why you're not working.
So, simply just need your compliance.
Do you want to see my actual signature?
All right, go ahead and turn around. Place your hands behind your back for me.
I'm not. Please, stay there. Stay there.
So you're a good guy that's been friend zoned. I need you to listen to this. The girl that decided to friend zone you has no say in your worth. See, because she doesn't know you like that. And I know that you think that she's beautiful and you want her to know you like that and your intentions are pure, so you think that she should give you a shot. But she can't make you see her like that even if she wanted to. So do you want to, and why would you want to keep somebody in your life that is unable to give you what you want and also probably keeping you distracted to the point where it's keeping you from getting what you desire?
It does not bother me like it bothers you females when my man tells me to do something. Whatever he says goes. That's just the bottom line for me. I don't care what you guys think. You're like, oh, you're acting like a pick-me. How am I acting like a pick-me if I'm already picked? And I'm gonna stay picked because at the end of the day, I honor my man. I respect him. If he tells me not to post something, I'm not posting it. If he tells me not to do something, I'm not doing it. I'm not arguing about it. I'm not going back and forth about it. Because that's the man that I chose to protect me and to provide for me and to be there for me. So I trust his word. So when he says take that down, it's going down. I'm not asking him why. His reasoning is his reasoning, and I'm trusting his reasoning on why he wants me to do something or not do something. So for y'all coming at me and saying all these weird things, it does not bother me that I respect my man. And the reason why he loves me the way he does is because he knows how I stand behind him. So I guess I am a pick-me. But he picked me, took me.
Yeah, I got him in here cooking tonight after he works 12 hours. See, this is what you need to do when you come home from work, just like I do every other night, okay? I know he's going to say, well, you should be cooking every night because I pay the bills. But guess what? Guess what, buddy? That's not how it's going to work around here. You're going to put in some extra work when you get home.
Why don't you go in there while I'm doing this?
Because I need to make sure you're doing it correctly. What are you talking about? Don't try to push me out of my kitchen.
Yeah, well, you don't need to be up in my space while I'm cooking.
I'm not in your space. I'm just monitoring the situation. I'm making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. And when you're done, you're going to clean all those dishes in that sink. Because they're not going to do themselves, and I sure ain't going to do them. Not after the day that I had staying home all day. I'm stressed out.
If you ever wondered what it would look like for a wife to completely hate her husband yet stay with him, this is it. With that being said, I think that the only path that this man has is to understand that there is no reversing or healing her resentment. It is too far gone, and the fact is that if he continues to just follow her demands, it's only going to get worse for him. So look, he's got two choices here. Either one, if he wants a relationship at some point, he needs to get out of this one first, so he needs to file the papers. The second choice he should take if he just wants as much peace as possible immediately, and that is to completely check out of the relationship. But let's not overlook the complete double standard here, because if that was a man speaking to his wife that way, the video would be gone, he would be put on blast, they would find out where he was working, where he lived, the cops would be called.
If he approaches my girl and he asks for her name and she gives it to him, she just cheated. If a is able to make my girl laugh and giggle, she just cheated. If a is trying to clown me and my girl hits him with the stop, be nice, she just cheated. If she does anything other than tell that to shut the up, she just cheated. If my girl has the audacity, the balls to go and give a hug and it's two arms involved in the hug, she just cheated. And if feet leave the floor, like if her feet just like levitates off the ground, she just. If a gives my girl a compliment and she smiles, she just cheated. If my girl makes contact with any other hair, she just cheated. If she has guy friends but tell me that that's really her brother, she's been cheating. If she's smoking or drinking or doing any type of, extracurricular activities with another, she's cheating. Even if that is a group what I'm saying, a team effort. And there's like, she's not the only girl, she's not the only. Matter of fact, yeah, she's really cheating, because bitch, you on a 3-man? If a approaches my girl and she doesn't look at him with the most disgusted face ever, she just cheated.
You know, I think there was a guy that was talking about what a lot of these modern women want. They want a man to lead. They want a man to take charge. But one thing I think he got wrong, he didn't get it wrong. He got it right for his relationship. But a lot of modern women, what's happening with their side of the relationship is, if a guy would call and say, hey, who's in charge? They would say, me. And there's always going to be a power struggle. I don't want to do all the heavy lifting. I don't want to do the hard work. But I feel like I'm the mastermind. I feel like I'm smarter than you. I feel like I have more experience and wisdom, even though we've gone through the same exact experiences together. I feel like I'm better than you. And that's usually what happens in these relationships. Modern women don't want to stand down. They want to go toe to toe. You know, I can challenge him here. I can do this, and this. They're not going to do that to their boss, but they're going to do that to the man at the house.